Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what I got for you right now. If you're into classic lanyards from the 70s and some of the lanyards that you may see, they're quite popular, like the Chevrolet Impala or probably another Cadillac, they're quite popular, or the Lincoln Continental. But then there's other lanyards from the mid 70s that we may not remember them as much because they were known like in North America, but probably around the world they were less of a known. But they're very regal, very comfortable, very attractive, and quite luxurious. And this is actually one of them. And let's give it a proper presentation. What I got for you right now, let me put that right more in the middle. It's a 143 scale 1976 Oldsmobile. You were not expecting to see an Oldsmobile. I haven't posted them in a long time. A 1976 Oldsmobile 98 Regency model. And this is a quite rare model. It came out not too long ago, but as they came out, they sold out real quick. And then I had to look and search a little more and find and search a little more until I found one. And I tell you the truth, I really like it. The color combination to me is fantastic. Very bright, very modern, very summer type of classic. I imagine back in the mid 70s, a quite classy family, one that classy lady with the big hats going to the Kentucky Derby on that Sunday afternoon when the race comes up, coming with her husband, her two grandkids, or daughter and son, and who knows, and enjoying that regal fashionista type of life. But for the rest of the world, this is actually a regular car. I'm just making up a story. But this car was an everyday use for most of the families. Nowadays, we see cars this big and we say, wow, limousine, who's coming out of there? Katy Perry, I don't know, Madonna, who's coming out of these cars? But back in the days, these were just regular folks driving this car. Now, this right here, like I said, was a 1976. So this basically right here, it is the ninth generation. This was the ninth generation of the Oldsmobile 98. And actually, this model right here was the last year of that generation, 1971 till 1976. Okay. Now, this model came as a two-door hardtop. It came as a two-door coupe and also a four-door hardtop, which is the one that we are looking at right now, the four-door hardtop. As you probably noticed already, this is a resin model and it's made by Goldvarg. Now, Goldvarg needs to sponsor me because lately I've been getting a lot of these beautiful looking Goldvargs and we need to talk. I'm just kidding. I like the brand. I like their models. They cater to American cars from 30, 40 years ago, and I think they're doing a great job. Great job, real quality looking cars. Now let's talk about engines real quick before I forget. Uh, Big car, big engine. You cannot expect anything less. This is a 7.5 liter. Whoa. 7.5 V8 engine. V8. Now we don't see V8s no more. Now everything, even the bigger cars came out with turbo or two turbos together, but their V8s are vanishing. Not even sports cars carry V8s no more. Transmissions, don't look for no manual cars in these. Oh, manual transmission. No, no, no. Only 3-speed automatic. Remember, it's a 1976. So there's no 9 speed or 8 speed. 3 speed automatic was good enough for these beautiful lanyards. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm gonna let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. All right, everyone. A few things I want to say about this model. One thing I always liked about these classic American cars, they have this. Actually, a few European cars too, like the Citroen DS. They cover their back wheels like halfway. I forgot. There's a name for it. I can't remember it now. I mean, that's a removable panel. Obviously, if you have a flat tire, you have to remove that panel so you're able to change the tire. But that gives it such a classy, fashionable look. I always loved it. I have always been a fan of that. And a few European cars also do that. Now, this car is huge. I seen them in person and they're long. I mean, they're about the same size as two compact cars together. they're so I know these models in Europe they were not very popular, probably more as a novelty than for an everyday use, especially in Europe, as I mentioned in other videos. And whoever watch these videos from Europe can agree with me. I've never been to Europe, but I read many times that the streets are very narrow streets. Obviously, a lot more congested, smaller space. It's not like in example Canada, United States that are long, vast territories, and example in Europe, you have a lot of cars, a lot of people, big cities in small areas, and you have to. There is similar to like Japan story. You gotta get smaller cars, more practical. So that's the reason these cars were not popular in Europe. They wanted something practical, not something that you're gonna turn one corner and smack three walls. You want to make sure you have a car for a while, not a banged up car in 3 months. And I don't live in Europe, so I kind of figure that out. But comment below, have you seen these cars in museums, in a car show? Let me know. Don't forget what you guys think about this model. Do you like it? Don't forget to give me a beautiful thumbs up that I always appreciate. Thank you so much. And don't forget to click and subscribe and click the bell that will remind you when I'm posting more videos. Take care of yourselves. Be safe more than ever. And goodbye.